Part 3, Life Situations. As far as that goes, it's basically, the overview is just all about making good choices that will bring positive results. In doing so, you have to understand the reasons for the change, or the reasons that you want to become better, to become more fulfilled or happier with where your life is and where your life is headed. Understanding those changes, you have to look through of what's going on. Is there an imbalance? Do you have financial hardships, failed relationships, etc.? This can be one of the easiest things to address or the hardest things to address, depending on where you're at on the journey or the process of becoming better. Depending on your mental state of where you've become and where you've made it to, it can assist you in these choices, or it can deter you from finding the truth until you dig deeper. Becoming better requires you to know what truly matters to you and striving for it. You have to face every aspect of your life situations, good, bad, or otherwise, that come your way with many real questions. One question is, why is this happening? Generally, that's associated with a bad thing, but it can also be a very positive thing. If you associate it with only bad things and you say, why is this happening? And there's a bad event, then you can understand what part did you play in it, or how can you become better or make a better decision next time so that this situation doesn't happen again. If you associate it with a positive thing, why is this happening? This is bringing me joy, happiness, or a better situation than I had previously. Now you can associate that with a positivity that you did make the right choice and you're making better choices as you move forward. Which is the second question. What role did I play in this? What did you do to hinder the situation or make it better? Or did you just ignore the situation and that's why you find yourself in the position you find yourself in? Another one is, in what ways could I make this situation better? Good, bad, or otherwise. If it's a good situation, in what ways can I make it even better? If it's a bad situation, how can I avoid this or make this situation that I'm in better, or remove the situation completely? Another one is, does this align with my core values, wants, and desires? If you don't know what your core values, wants, and desires are, then you're not far enough in the phase to truly understand what to do in life situations, and that requires you to go back and find out truly what is important to you. What do you really want in life? What do you desire the outcome to be? And what are your absolute no's? You will not do this, you will not do that. You have to know what your no's are. You have to know what your yeses are. Yes, I want this situation. Yes, I want love, I want happiness, I want peace, I want tranquility. Whatever your yeses are, you have to build your list of your core values. These will change over time, either in a positive, good way or in a bad way. It can bring your values down. That's where the journey to becoming better really is important, to understanding your core values, wants, and desires, and making them a better situation, which will in turn make you make better decisions and produce better outcomes. A tough question that can arise is, what can I give up, change, or remove to make this happen? Most people don't want to lose anything. They want to keep everything they've ever gotten, especially if it makes them feel better or doesn't make them feel at all. They don't want to lose those things. You have to be willing to give up, change, or move forward and release those things. In any very major decisions or important things in life, don't make quick decisions on important things. Truly take the time to see where it lines up with your values, with your wants, with your desires. Will this help you get to where you're wanting to be? Or is this just another decision that in the moment you feel is right, but in the end will actually lead you farther away and be a new thing that you have to work on in order to get through to become a better person? You have to disregard your current feelings on the situation. If you have a major decision and you're feeling elated or great about the situation, but have not truly researched, dug deep, been honest with yourself about the yes, the no's, the whys, the wants of that situation, a lot of times you will choose the immediate feeling versus the long-term goal, and that will usually drive you against what you truly value and want. Sometimes it will line you up with your values and wants, even in a hasty decision. But you have to be honest with yourself, which way is that going, and what should I do? When making these decisions, you really need to go, you will come up with other questions on your own that better fit your individual needs and wants and desires, because not everyone is the same. Everyone's wants, desires, core values, they're all different. So you can use these questions to dig deeper, but in the long run, you'll have to find out a better question that truly fits your situation, that truly makes you understand more thoroughly. Does this help? Does this not? Which way are we headed and why? But on the flip side of that, if you choose to remain positive in every situation that you find yourself, as hard as that can be, if you have something bad happen to you and you remain positive and say, well, at least I know this person that broke up with me was not going to help me get to the wants and desires and core values I had. Now you can have a positive notion that at least they will not hinder me any longer from reaching those goals. I have released that problem. It was a learning lesson, as some people in life are literally coming into your life as a life lesson. They're not meant there to be there to stay. They're meant for you to learn what you do and do not want out of those situations to progress forward. If you make decisions based off of your values, it will end up being a good decision in the long run, even if it's a learning experience to help you achieve the values that you want. If you remove yourself from other drama around you, constant bickering, pulling yourself into belittling other people, bringing them down, destroying situations, it will allow you to become in a more positive manner. This is a human nature problem. It's hard to avoid all of it, as you'll find yourself approaching it one way or another. But the more you remove yourself from others' drama, the easier it is for you to make conscious decisions to better yourself. If you focus on what is important to you, not what people think is important to you or project to you that you value, but truly deep down what you value, you'll make a better decision on that choice. Things will continue to become better as long as you are honest, dedicated, and truthful with yourself. You can't strive for a goal of peace and join a relationship that has constant quarrels, constant bickering, constant arguing. You won't find peace in that. So that could be one of your life lessons, that you understand and realize or find out everything you don't want in a relationship. It doesn't have to be a great loss. Keep that treasure. You know what they brought that you did like. You know what they brought that you didn't like. And you have to separate those likes from that person and hold on to what you do want to keep and throw away everything that you don't. Because if you focus on all the things that you don't and you just reminisce about those things, you'll find yourself in that same situation again. You can't just take the first word to yourself as fact. We have a tendency to lie to ourselves, to convince ourselves that, no, this relationship is great, this job is great, the income is great, the friendship is great. There are good times in all of these things. There are positives in all these things. But if you don't dig deep and figure out, as a whole, do these things benefit or hurt me, then you will always be in the aspect of, these are the things I need, but you'll also attract things that you don't, or find yourself in situations that are counterproductive to what you're actually trying to make for a life situation for yourself. If you surround yourself with people that are like-minded or have similar goals, they will help you get to your goals faster, and you thus will help them get to their goals faster as well. If you surround yourself with the same old friends, situations, acquaintances that always leave you feeling the same way, deprived, farther and farther from your goal, your core values, what you're striving to do to find peace in your own life, you will lose your path if you're not going to be honest with yourself. You have to go back through those situations and figure out, how did I get here? Why am I here? And what can I do to get out of this situation? A lot of these situations, it can be just a clear-cut, quick choice. You just make a choice that this is no longer going to affect you. You're not going to be in this situation, and you move on. Others are a lot harder. A lot of financial hardships, they take time to fix, but you have to make the right choices to gain the better financial situation to pull yourself out of that hardship. Relationships, that could be even harder because you associate positive feelings and emotions every time that you go through and realize why this doesn't serve you, this is not what you want, this is not going to get you to the end result where you want to be. You're going to associate those positive feelings of reasons why you can't change this, or you can't separate yourself from that person. You have to drive those differences apart. You have to be honest with yourself of what you can do to improve the situation and what you can't. If it's out of your control and there isn't a way for you to fix it, then you have to be willing to take that loss and remove yourself from the situation. Now, there is a chance that when you remove yourself from that situation that was somewhat positive but overall negative and definitely not leading you to the path or to the goal and the core values you have, there is a chance that when they lose you, that they will make the changes and they will come back, and it will be that positive situation that they would want to grow and learn with you to become better people together. And then at that situation, you had a temporary loss for a lifetime gain, and it was worth it. If they don't choose to do that, you can't blame them, resent them, or even bring that burden to them. For just because you want to change doesn't mean they're on the same page or want to change or need to change. They may be fine with where they're at, their core values and their life situation may be exactly where they want it to be. If yours doesn't line up with that and your values are different, you'll never be happy in that situation. Thus, it'll create drama and other problems, or it'll just create a sense of failure, and you'll try to present yourself as happy just to get through that situation versus finding peace, finding joy, finding the happiness that you're actually after. You have to be willing to make those hard choices and be honest with yourself on making those choices, that you're making them for the right reasons. You're not just running from one situation to another, now having a bigger problem or another problem to fix.